And now you're talking down to me, and I'm some guy at the end of the bar. Who am I, Bill?
God, he's so condescending and annoying, dude. You have two Bills, okay? Both boomers, both white. They're having a good old-fashioned, wholesome Bill off right now. And let me tell you something, okay? One guy coming across great. The other guy coming across smug, as always.
I did see a good political ad where the guy standing out in the field saying he's an environmental activist. And I'm thinking, like, is that bad? My opponent wants clean drinking water. I mean, what next? Vladimir Putin? Is Airbnb in my barn? Jesus Christ. So, Bill, what's your solution? I have none, but I would love to see Bernie Sanders. Just something about that. He looks like he runs his own, like, you know those guys that fix watches? You just come walking in, and they got the glasses on with the magnifying thing, and he just looks up. I'll do that, right? And they fix it right there for you. Like, how much? They're like, $5. They're like, what century do you live in that you're still? There's a guy that fixes watches in my neighborhood. He's like he fixes. Any watch I bring in, he fixes it right when I'm standing there, and he always goes $5, and I still give him a 20. Oh, what are you, the hero of this story, Bill? I think I was. Speaking of Bills, last Thursday, if you missed it, I had Bill Maher on my podcast, and I cannot tell you how much I enjoyed having him as a guest on my show. I had so much fun with that guy.
Sports in general does not matter. It's not important, and it's a giant waste of time. I watch it also.
That's why I watch it. It's not why I originally watched it, but now I watch it.
It's what?
I tried to watch the news.
Right.
I tried to be the guy that knew stuff, and it just
work.
Well, because there's no solutions. It's just they just present one horrible thing after another.
That's not true either.
And then you just watch people go after the tail, never the head.
That's ridiculous. There are many, many people in this world who are better off because boring people locked in rooms eating cold pizza at 2 a.m. with stale coffee worked on
drivers?
Worked on problems so that lives could be made better, and they were.
That was one of the most vaguest, longest sentences I've ever heard in my life.
Well, if you wouldn't interrupt me so much, I could finish.
What are you talking about? I listened to the whole sentence.
The whole sentence. That's right. Everything is done in one sentence. Okay. Just let me put some specifics there.
Okay, there's guys in rooms with cold pizza working long and hard.
Exactly.
Okay.
For example, senior poverty used to be 27%, and then people worked very hard to pass Social Security, and now it's under 10%. Child poverty, we just saw an incredible drop in that.
How do you know it's under 10%?
Because they have government agencies who work on that. Are you suspicious that those stats aren't right?
Well, I do remember that once you were unemployed, after a certain amount of time, they just considered you not looking for a job, and they took you off of it.
Okay, but we're talking about senior citizens. We're talking about senior citizens.
What the bankers did in 2008 ended up with me in 2012 when my roof collapsed from water. I had water damage.
I can't have a serious political discussion with the guy at the end of the bar who just anecdotally throws something like that out that has nothing to do with the reality.
Finish.
What?
Now who's not letting somebody finish?
Okay, finish.
All right, so I have insurance. It's my insurance. I pay for it. All right? So when the check comes out for my water damage on my roof, it's made out to me.
Bro, he looks so jacked. What is happening? Yo, how does this man keep getting sexier, dude? He looks he looks like he's in incredible shape. Maybe it's the black t-shirt a little bit. He has the full cut, the full bald, powerful energy permeating, dude, from every orifice. He's not coming on the stream, bro. I don't give a shit, dude. I will glaze up my man all day, every day, okay? I will bounce on my homie's dick, okay? Shut the up. I will dick ride him to the end of time, okay? I'm sorry. There's not a lot of boomers from Massachusetts that actually have good takes and can communicate otherwise contrarian leftist ideas and positions in a way that like every average Joe Schmo can understand. Okay, this man has overcome being from Boston. Okay, shut the up. I talk about ACAB all the time. Assigned cop at birth. What does that mean? ACAB, it means thumb phrenology. If you're born a thumb, you are destined to become a thumb. This is a man who said that I was assigned cop at birth. I am not a cop. And you're out here not celebrating that. You're not praising that every moment. I'm sorry. You're wrong.
And my mortgage company, and I have to sign it over to them because of what they did in 2008, because they people so bad in houses.
Yes.
And so many people were so upside down in houses that they were like, what's the point of fixing the roof? And then they would keep it, and then they would default on the loan, and then they get the houses back. So they did what they did, and then they made me pay for it. And I had to do it really slowly, and they came over like I was a child, checking out, you know, did you do the work and blah, blah. Now we'll release some more money. And I could have paid for the whole thing and just been done with it. And I had to sit there and be treated by a child by a bunch of crooks.
Okay, I'm not. I can't even really engage. First of all, I don't contest any of that. The 2008 and the meltdown was just horrendous on so many levels, and I'm very sorry about your roof, but I just can't engage on this level of we're talking about your roof.
They're not sorry about my roof.
It's so because that's anecdotal.
It's my
Trying to extrapolate from your roof to making a statement about America in general and how we solve problems. And of course, your roof is your roof, and that,
so that's
and that
silly
matters.
To do that.
It is silly.
Well, a
it
few
is
minutes
silly.
ago, you said I was a lot smarter than I let on, and now you're talking down to me, saying, "Oh, you're roof," and I'm some guy at the end of the bar. Who am I, Bill? I am who you need me to be, depending on what your argument is.
I've always enjoyed you. I think you're a great comic. But I thought tonight maybe we would like sort of share a cry together because I think we have something in common, which is that we think political correctness may be ruining comedy, or at least threatening it. Because I know you've had your problems with that. And you did a routine recently about how women like it rough. And then, of course, the internet police got all over you.
Well, I gotta be honest with you, I didn't notice if that happened because I don't pay attention to it. I don't read
It
comments.
happened. Yeah, they hated you.
Yeah, but who did?
The haters.
This is my thing. Who? Like
The
20
haters.
people? Like 20 people with a hashtag can get like a news story going now. And I just don't think there's no problem. Like the amount of times somebody tells a joke and they'll say that there's a controversy at a comedy club. That's funny is they'll show the clip on the news and like you hear the crowd laughing. So the comic is basically guilty of telling a joke that worked.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then if you put it on the news, yeah, it's going to be a completely different context. But I mean, I don't go on stage and worry about what people are thinking.
Right.
It's a really weird time where people are just bringing this up all the time like this is a major problem. I'm not experiencing it. I think it's like a half a dozen stories. And like usual, they're trying to act like, you know, the sky is falling. It isn't. It's a fun time. Come out to a comedy club. You know, you'll have a good time. It's all jokes.
Right. I mean, Chris Rock says he won't play colleges anymore because they're too politically correct. Daniel.
You just ignore them. It's like 3 days. They flip out for 3 days. They try to bully you into an apology.
Well, you can't ignore them when they're right in the audience and you're playing to them.
You tell them to shut the f up.
Yeah, believe me.
It's a comedy
you know what?
show. That's all you do. It's like
Sweetheart, I do it here every week.
it's
you don't have to tell me.
manufactured strategic outrage.
Right. Then forget it. Let's not have a good cry together. But as long
that
as
not
we're,
what you wanted out of that?
as long as we're on the subject.
Look at him. He's just fucking bouldering him. Yeah, that's not what you want out of that? God, he's so condescending and annoying, dude. You have two Bills, okay? Both boomers, both white. One is my least favorite person. The other one is my favorite person from that demographic. It's great. It's a Bill off, dude. They're having a good old-fashioned, wholesome Bill off right now. And let me tell you something, okay? One guy coming across great. The other guy coming across smug, as always. A real Bill versus Bill. Bill off, dude. How are ya? The Monday Morning Podcast on Monday.
Say you have potential to be.
I would still go see Bill Maher at the Hulu Theater at Madison Square Garden.
Are you throwing me out?
I'm not throwing you out.
I thought you were wrapping it up.
I was trying to break the tension.
Okay, I thought you were like going, I've had enough of this guy.
Dude,
No,
you know, this
I think
is all I do.
what I'm saying is
All I do is argue.
you have the potential. The potential.
Oh, gee, thanks, Coach. I'll
But-
try a little
but-
harder. What book
but-
should I read? I'll become your little protege.
Start with one and then see if you like it.
He
But
doesn't think I read.
I do think you read.
What do you think I read?
I think you read Ted Williams' biography.
Guilty. Guilty. But I do read other shit.
Do they have his head somewhere?
It's
There
upside
was-
down. The nose is missing, and
Is
it's
that a
sitting on a can of tuna.
What does that mean?
Well, there's these Flim Flam guys that came up with this idea that after you die, they could make you undead if they just froze you, right? And then
Right.
some people
But they
couldn't-
really did
but
it with
some
him?
people couldn't afford to have the whole body frozen.
I see.
So then they would just, well, we can just do the head, and then
Oh my
we'll
God.
grow a body like.
But why him?
Because talent skips a generation, and his son couldn't hit a ball,
I
and he
see.
needed to make money. I don't know why it happened. So he's evidently upside down.
Well,
and his head tipped over.
so he kind of is a splendid splinter now.
He is.
It's
Mess. But he's not there anymore. That's
Right.
just his
Can you
vessel.
imagine what
That's
his-
just you believe in the afterlife.
Can you
That's
imagine?
just-
I think your ability to grasp reality diminishes according to how many celebrity orgies you get invited to. Okay, well then Bill Maher is gone. Okay, he's done. This man every weekend is attending an orgy. So, and they are all technically celebrity orgies, considering that he himself is the celebrity there. So there you go.